Hey,
Hello?
what's up? Secret of the old clock. Yay. This should be better than Blackmore.
Welcome to my latest case.
The year, 1930. The place, the road to Titusville, where we find Nancy Drew behind the wheel of her blue
That's not
roadster,
real.
pondering this question. Why did Emily Crandall, a girl whom Nancy knows only through their mutual friend Helen Corning, ask Nancy to drive all the way out to the Lilac Inn to see her? Does it have something to do with the fact that Emily's mother died barely a month earlier, leaving Emily to run the restaurant with only her guardian to help her?
Okay.
And more important, why, when she called, did Emily sound so desperate? The spunky teenager turns off the main road, blissfully unaware that Emily isn't all that waits her at the end of the driveway.
That's
No,
important.
Nancy Drew is about to get her first taste of the mystery, intrigue, and adventure that are to become her destiny.
Holy crud, this car is broken. So, first mystery ever, but it is the 12th game, I believe. Yeah, that works beautifully. Oh,
Well, hello. I'll
boy.
bet my bloomers you're Nancy Drew.
And I bet your accent's
That's
gonna
right.
get
Are you
real,
Emily's guardian?
like,
You got it.
freaking
I'm
annoying.
Jane Willoughby.
Oh, boy.
I'm Emily's guardian, but only for the next 3 months until she turns 18. Then she's on her own.
I'm just gonna leave her
It
here.
smells like someone's been baking pies. Pies are the Lilac Inn specialty. We get orders from all over. Oh, that reminds me, your father called. You're supposed to call him. You can use the coin phone on the porch.
gonna give us a
Emily
coin?
didn't say anything
No.
about you coming until just this morning.
Is it okay that I'm here?
Don't get me wrong, she can invite anybody here she wants. It's just that she's gotten so darn forgetful lately.
Is she all right?
Well, now, that's hard to say. She misses her mom, that's for sure. So do I. Gloria and me, we were best friends, you know? The two of us ran this swell little dress shop over in Capital City.
I don't know
But
where
then
that is.
she got hitched and I didn't. And the next thing I know, she's writing me saying it would sure take a load off her mind if I could take care of her little girl should something ever happen to her.
Emily's
Okay,
father?
suspicious.
Died in the war. Cantigny, I think.
Don't know where that
Anyway,
is.
I couldn't say. I mean, what are best friends for? I just wish I knew how to help Emily.
Don't
You make
talk
it sound like
at
she's
all.
in some kind of
Yeah, that'd be
trouble.
very helpful.
She's been acting so... Look, go talk to her. She probably just needs to spend some time with a bear cat like you instead of some dumb Dora like me. Go on up. She's in her room. Just make like a Boy Scout and be prepared.
Okay, so she said two memorable things. First, Dumb Dora. That's hilarious. That's her new nickname. Gave it to herself.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then... Like a Boy
Nancy,
Scout.
hi. Welcome to the
Be
Lilac
prepared.
Inn. Oh, and before I forget, thank you for that nice note you sent me when Mom died. It meant a lot to me.
Jane, just tell
Well,
us
I
about
lost my
forgetting.
mom too, years ago. I kind of know how you feel.
Oh.
You and I may not be best friends or anything, but you're still one of the nicest people I know.
Well,
I-
thank you.
That's why I'm hoping you'll do me a favor. A big favor. You and your
You're
dad.
not getting
My
any
dad?
money.
Helen says he's a lawyer.
Oh, wait, what?
Shh.
You have long nails.
What's wrong? I thought I heard something.
Okay.
Your father has
You
a
don't seem
safe,
very
right?
surprised.
This is 1930. Lots of people have safes.
Oh, yeah, depression.
See this jewelry? I'd like you to take it home with you and put it in your father's safe.
Okay.
It's beautiful. It was my mother's. The few times I saw her wear it, she looked just like a movie star.
Man,
I
those
was
are
hiding
important
it here
in
in
the
my
30s.
room, but all things considered, I'd feel a lot better if you would just take it home and have your father lock it up in his safe.
What about your guardian? Can't she take care of it?
No, she'll steal
Oh, I don't
it,
want her to
'cause
know
her
I'm
name's
doing
Jane
this, so
and
don't
name's
tell her,
Jane.
all right?
Dun, dun,
See,
dun.
strange things have been going on around here. That's all I can say.
I know.
I
How
know
is
it
there
sounds
another
loony,
Jane?
and Jane probably
Because they
told you that
aren't
I've been
original.
acting loony, but
It's gonna
please
get
do
even
this for
weirder
me.
at the very end. What the freak?
What was that?
What's that? Oh, dear.
Emily, come downstairs, quick! The kitchen's on fire!
I
Come on,
accidentally
we
blew
better
it
get
up.
out of here.
Yeah. I made a dynamite pie.
This is horrible, just
It
horrible.
was a suicide bomber.
The fire chief says the
Pie?
stove was completely destroyed and there's smoke damage everywhere.
I don't get how
The
just
inn will
the
have to
door
shut down for
is on
months,
fire.
maybe even
Yet
for
the wall,
good.
it's completely okay. You look sad.
Oh, I'm depressed.
Oh, and now I get to say something.
Does he know what caused the explosion?
It looked to him like one of the burners on the stove had been left on. The flame either went out or was never lit, but anyway, something made a spark, and boom. He said insurance companies are very
What's wrong with her
reluctant to
head?
pay out when things look hanky, and that's when times are
Just
good.
watch her when she's
Who was
talking,
in the
especially
kitchen
when
this
her arm's up.
morning?
Okay, just watch.
Emily was the last person to use the stove. Like I said,
Right here.
she's been real forgetful lately.
See?
I think she's pretty upset, but it's not her fault. What
See,
with
there-
her mom passing away
She's
barely a
got
month
nothing to
ago,
twitch.
and me showing up, this total stranger who doesn't know the first thing about kids or running a restaurant, and her trying to do everything all by herself. It's just too much, that's all. Who wouldn't go a little off their nut?
Yeah, I can tell because you're freaking twitching.
I better get that. The line to the regular phone got burned up in the fire, so now the only phone we got is the coin phone on the porch. Excuse me.
Beautiful. Oh, God.
Oh, no! Emily?
Oh, I bet that
What's
jewelry's
going
gone.
on?
Did the jewelry magically disappear? Did someone steal it?
My mother's jewelry!
Oh,
it's
no,
gone!
I guessed
Someone
it.
must have stolen it while we were all downstairs.
Oh, my
I knew something like this was going to happen. I just knew it.
You mean this sort of thing has happened before?
Yes. No. I'd rather not say, but I will say
Okay.
this. I did not leave the stove on. That fire was not my fault. Oh, what am I going to do?
Cry.
Without that jewelry, I don't have a prayer of paying for a new stove, and without a stove, I'll have to sell the inn, and if I lose the inn,
I guess
I
you
wish
won't
Mom
live
were
in the
still
inn.
here. I wish Josiah
Yeah, I
Crowley
will.
had left us the money like he always said he was going to.
Uh-oh.
That's what I
Josiah.
wish.
Who's Josiah Crowley?
He was this old man that lived next door. He died last year.
He made a puzzle,
spent
didn't
most
he?
of his time here at the
Lots
inn,
and lots
and he led
of
my
money.
mom and me to
Puzzle.
believe that he'd left a lot of money for us in his will. He gave us a clock, and afterwards, he'd always point to it and get this little twinkle in his eye and say, "Time will tell." But when they finally found his will, he didn't leave us a penny.
Maybe he didn't leave you anything because he didn't have anything.
Oh, he didn't act like it, but he was rich. His estate was worth almost $250,000.
That's like-
Everything went
That's
to
like
Richard
a
Topham.
billion now.
He's this man who claims to be able to help people develop their paranormal
I
powers.
bet he'll be fun.
How did Josiah Crowley know him?
Josiah was kind of a screwball. One time he showed up at my birthday party dressed as my great Aunt Harriet. I didn't know it was really him until 2 days later. Anyway,
Did he have
he had
other
all these
problems?
weird
That doesn't
hobbies,
sound
and he always
right.
thought it would be really keen to read minds. Josiah invited Richard Topham to move in so Topham could help him develop his paranormal powers right there in his house.
Fun.
Josiah was a sweet old man, and I do miss him. And he was free to give his money to whomever he wanted. But to get our hopes up like that, and then leave us nothing, it just wasn't like him.
Okay.
Where is Richard Topham now?
He still lives in Josiah's house, which is right down the path out back. His house and the inn were built at the same time by two brothers during the Civil War.
Okay.
Was your mother's jewelry insured?
Gosh, I forgot about that. I don't know. Jim Archer, I bet he'd know. He's our banker. I guess I should go talk to him.
Not one of your favorite people, huh?
Oh no, Mr. Archer's very nice. For a stuffy old banker. I'm just so bad at business things.
Okay.
And Jane, my guardian, she tries hard, but she's no good at it either.
That must
Maybe
be
you
fun.
could go talk to him. Please? It would be such a big help.
Sure.
He runs the Main
Why do
Street
we always
Bank.
pick the
You can't
peppy
miss
answers?
it. I'll
Just
call
be
him
like,
and tell him
"Screw
you're coming.
you, we're going
How many
home."
people knew you kept your mother's jewelry in here?
People.
No one. Well, Jane, my guardian, she knew, but I didn't tell anyone
Well,
else.
then it
I'll
has
be
to
back in a
her.
little bit.
Duh.
Don't forget to call your father.
Oh wait, how much money do we have in our money purse? $350. That's like $1 billion now. No, I'm kidding. That's a little over exaggeration. You gotta be kidding. Not that again. This is the 30s. What's this? That looks delightful. I have no idea what that is, but I bet it's premium. Yeah. What was that guy's
Is
name?
this your sewing machine?
was
Actually,
Omar.
that belonged to my mom. She and Jane used to be dressmakers.
Fun.
Mom was going to teach me how to use it, but she never got the
Not
chance.
nice, Matt. That's not. Death is not funny. Only some of the time. Not now.
Yeah, and you say it's smiling.
Not all the time. Can't open the drawer because she's right on top of it. Oh, are we leaving?
And she's super heavy and you can't open
Make she wasn't on the drone.
So, is Emily all right?
Kinda.
Someone stole her mother's jewelry.
You?
What?
Did you happen to see anyone go upstairs during all the commotion that the fire caused?
No. You mean someone stole it while everybody was rushing around trying to put out the fire? Hypers!
What the
You can't trust a fireman. Who can you trust?
I've
Are
never...
you sure no one besides you and Emily was in the kitchen this morning?
Positive. Well, I suppose someone could have snuck in the back door. Are you saying someone caused that fire on purpose? To distract us?
Okay.
It's
Dude,
possible, don't you think?
But I'm the only one who knew she had that jewelry. Well, it's not quite true. When Gloria was alive, she could have told people about it, or people may have seen her wearing it. And when she
Deflection,
died,
eh?
they knew the jewelry had to be around here somewhere,
Oh,
right?
you're just trying to
Does
make
anyone in
me
particular
dumb,
come to mind?
dumb
Sorry,
Dora.
it's been hard enough getting to know Emily, let alone anyone else in this backwater
twitching
burg.
is making me
Well,
crazy.
guess better go call the
I don't even know what
sheriff.
she's
Is
saying,
that your
because
car I
just
saw
watched
when I
her
drove up the
Twitch.
driveway?
My old rust bucket's parked out back where nobody'll see it. Be nice to buy something decent, but last time I checked, my last name was Willoughby, not Rockefeller.
Well, I'll talk to you
Is
later.
there real...
Don't take any wooden nickels.
What? That doesn't mean anything.
I will.
Oh, I'm sure in the 30s, but who cares? Oh, look, hobo signs. Like, yeah, it was Teddy Roosevelt. He was the coolest now in the 30s. Is there something in that clock? Is that the clock? Oh, come
Looks
on.
like I need to get the bird from one side to the other.
This doesn't look hard. That was it? That's the most pathetic puzzle I've ever seen.
So hard.
Wonder what this mirror's doing in here.
Well, it's ours. Wait, couldn't we just bought a mirror? I mean, usually these things are like important to a certain puzzle later on, like, oh geez, that's a very specific item that needs to be put somewhere, but it's a mirror. You can't tell me that. Oh my gosh, I remember this.
What do you do?
This is Tomb of the Lost Queen right here. Remember the
Oh,
sliding
yeah.
puzzle? It's not even different. I bet it isn't.
No.
I bet it's the exact same puzzle.
It is.
I mean, the style's the same. I bet it's even like... Oh, well, that was easy. All the guys look like Jesus.
I know. I want to dance with Jesus.
Keen. Oh my god. This is getting ridiculous. Jolly good. No, wrong one.
What's cooking?
Where did that barred bounce game that's in the parlor come from? Do you know?
Emily
Not
says
pies.
Josiah Crowley brought it in one day and just left it. Said it was so
Certainly not
guests,
pies.
as
What are
in
you talking
him,
about?
would have something to do while they
Oh.
waited
Can't
for a
make
table.
pies anymore.
Well, I'll talk to you later.
You were a little slow
You
on that, 'cause
betcha.
I thought you were referring to the next thing she said. Oh, jeez. Oh, look, a kitty. I bet that means everyone in this house has herpes.
Please. There we go. Now, how may I be of service?
Wait,
I'd like to
Yeah,
talk to
you
Carson Drew.
What the
His
fuck?
number is KL57187.
Hang on a
that's
minute.
not a number. There was a K at the beginning.
Okay.
I don't get it, though.
Carson Drew speaking.
Hi, Dad.
Well, I see you got to Titusville okay.
The car ran like
The
a top.
operator
It ought
Heard
to.
that
That's
we
a
put a
fine
nickel in.
car. You
But did
treat it
she
well,
actually
it'll
know?
treat you well.
I was
Like,
told
does
that you
it
wanted
tell
me
her
to
that it
call.
went in?
I need to get some documents from a
Yeah, we
colleague
could have
over
just
there.
recorded
I
the
thought
sound of a
since you
nickel
were in the
dropping into the
area, you
machine.
could pick them
Should've
up,
been like, well,
save
that's
him
good.
paying postage.
Good job.
Sure. What's the address?
He said he'd just leave them for you at the telegraph office. Just drive into town and look for Tubby Telegrams. He said you can't miss it.
Will do.
These
No, no,
papers
no.
are extremely important, Nancy.
Okay.
I will pick them up, Dad.
Good. Remember, watch your gas gauge and get gas when you're low so you don't run out.
have a
And
car,
try to
so
avoid
you think we know
potholes.
that.
The more you hit, the likely it is you'll wind up with a flat.
Yes, Dad.
And if you do get a flat, take it off and put on your spare,
Yeah.
and then head straight
We
to a
don't know how
gas
cars
station and
work
get it
because
fixed.
we're a girl.
Yes, Dad.
All right, lecture over.
You know, when the gas
Have you
meter's
found
at
out why
E,
Miss
that means
Crandall
empty.
asked you to
Then
visit?
you gotta
She wanted me to
gas.
have you
Yeah,
lock
that's
her mother's jewelry up in your safe. Only someone stole it before I could take it
Remember,
with
gasoline
me.
isn't tasty.
Stole it. Good
It'll
gosh.
kill
That
you.
was right after the stove in the kitchen
It's
exploded.
flammable.
The stove exploded? Sounds to me like you'd be well advised to cut your visit there short.
No, he's the smartest
No,
guy here.
I want to find out what's going on.
He's a
I have to find out what's going on.
You have to?
Well, yeah, you know. Emily just lost her mom, and she's worried about losing the inn, and her guardian's all wet when it comes to helping out, and...
And the truth
that's another
is,
phrase.
you are so
It's all
curious
wet.
that you feel like you'll
She's not
absolutely
wet.
burst if you don't find out why all these weird things have been happening,
She'd be,
right?
like, on fire. Not
Yes.
Whatever.
Don't worry, I know the feeling. You're a chip off the old block, I'm afraid.
Okay.
Well, as long as you're like me in one other way, you should be fine.
What way is that? Smart?
Careful.
If somebody says they're going to leave you something in their will, and then doesn't, is there anything you can do about it?
No.
Not a thing. Whatever's in
Yeah.
writing is the only
the dead
thing
guy
that
just gets
counts.
to
Unless,
laugh
of
all the way
course,
to heaven.
the will was tampered with or forged, and you can prove it. If not, you're out of luck. Why do you ask?
Emily's neighbor, Josiah Crowley, told her and her mom that they were going to inherit part of his estate. But when he died, his will left everything to this ESP expert named Richard Topham.
Was it called ESP
That's
in the
too
30s?
bad, but this Crowley fellow was free to leave whatever he wanted to whomever he wanted, I'm afraid. People do change their minds, you know.
I met Emily's guardian, Jane. What does a guardian
Why didn't
do,
we talk
anyway?
about that, like, right away?
A guardian is pretty much a surrogate parent. Jane is legally responsible for Emily's physical and financial well-being.
Family can't just-
Jane doesn't strike me as
Right
being
on
the parental
clicks.
type. In fact, I get the impression she's in way over her head.
Fortunately for her, it's not forever. Most guardianships end when the ward turns 18. And then both Jane and Emily will be free to do whatever they please.
You'd think Emily's mom would have chosen somebody a little more competent to take care of her only child.
Like roadkill.
Things aren't always as they appear. Maybe she's
Yeah.
not as bad as you think.
Or maybe she's worse.
Don't tell me you think Emily's guardian stole
Yeah,
the
we
jewelry.
do. Her name's Jane.
Good grief. Where did you get such a suspicious mind?
I think it was from the person who has always told me that the best way to solve a problem is to look at all the possibilities. Dad.
I did say that, didn't I?
Oh, yeah.
Goodbye,
Russell,
Dad.
quote ya.
Take care.
Yeah, that's a giant whatever thingy. What was that? Tablecloth hanging? Oh my gosh,
Got
catch
it.
it! Oh,
Looks like someone recently had a key appraised.
yeah. Yeah, what if it told you, it's like, you let the paper fly away?
Second chance.
Failure. No, it probably doesn't even give you a second chance. It'll just say failure. This is house? Oh, this is fun. The top of school. First, the study and development of paranormal powers. Yeah, there's a giant Illuminati eye in the center, so that means it's legit.
Over here, Miss Drew.
That's creepy.
Find the toy mouse and give it to Yuri, would you please? Otherwise, he'll just keep meowing. He hates strangers.
His name is Yuri, which is, I don't know why it was funny. It's under there. The kid that's named Yuri. Well, I was planning on making a Yuri Geller joke, who's like the most famous psychic ever, probably. But of course, this is the 30s, so it doesn't work. What's it called? It's an anachronism?
How nice of you to drop by. And thank you for walking instead of parking in the driveway. I'm expecting a pupil. I'd hate for her to have to park on the road.
Oh, sure.
How did you know who I was?
If one is to teach others how to develop and use their paranormal gifts, it's only logical that one
Voice
must
is so
possess
deep.
such gifts
Really
oneself.
creepy.
Does that mean you can read minds or tell the future or what
That guy's
exactly?
not Lanny
The
Manelli.
paranormal includes telepathy or communicating by sending and receiving
We're not
thoughts,
gonna say
extrasensory perception, or perceiving that which cannot physically be seen or heard, and psychokinesis, using one's psychic energy to reshape or
He's even
move
got
objects.
spoons.
When
He's
I
gonna
walked in
bend
just
them.
now, it looked like you were in a trance or something.
I was in the process of trying to make these
Oh,
spoons
move.
move by using
Not
nothing
bend.
but my own psychic energy. Have you
I was
ever
supposed to eat
focused
some
sunlight through a
cereal with my
magnifying glass
mind.
until it was a minute yet searing point of light, Miss Drew?
Yeah, I guess.
You see, that's what I do with my cerebral emanations, my thoughts. I focus them until they're a beam of pure energy which ultimately disrupts and transforms the molecular force field surrounding the target object.
And you can actually make objects move?
Kinda.
Yes.
If I touch
Well,
them.
on occasion. As I tell my students,
hands.
increasing one's rate of success is simply a matter of practice.
Do you have a lot of students?
Oh, indeed. I take them through exercises designed to help them increase their
5.
output of
That's a
phantasmic
lot.
energy. If you want to sign up for an introductory session, I believe I have an
Yes.
opening today.
What I really like to do is talk about Josiah Crowley.
Oh. I'm afraid I'm busy, young lady. Far too busy to engage in idle conversation.
Spoons
When
aren't
would be
gonna
a good
move
time for me to come
themselves.
back?
I'll be blunt, Miss Drew. I've discovered that the more time I spend with the, shall we say, intellectually unendowed, the more my cerebral pulsations seem to diminish. I'm afraid I
Stop
cannot
using
speak
big
to you
words
further
and just tell
unless
us
and
we're
until you
stupid.
prove that you are worthy. That is, that your brainwaves are not unacceptably inferior
I was
and
gonna
thus
say,
deleterious to mine.
My brainwaves are just fine, Mr. Topham.
What I have here is an exercise in logic.
Oh, dear. Oh,
If
I
you can
love these.
discern
These
the
are fun.
correct solution, then I'll know that conversing with you
probably
will
hard.
do me no psychic harm. You may take it with you. Good luck and good day. Am I to assume that you have the correct solution to that logic problem?
Any chance you'd reconsider?
Sorry. Unless and until you solve the problem correctly, we cannot speak.
But we could just stay here in your house and do the puzzles. Okay. So.
Super duper wet. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3.
No, you can't count out the wet.
No,
it's like 12 or something. Oh, it's just all wet.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
That looks right.
I was gonna say whittle. Oh, freak! Don't use 30
Am I
phrases.
smart or what?
Yeah, you are smart, but it's us. This is.
Double cross.
Oh, good job, Alec.
I'm getting there.
Yay. This one's
Dry up.
That looks right.
It's big,
Big cheese.
Am I smart or what?
That's it.
Super smart.
We did it. Oh yeah, we
So,
can see
you
you
have
too.
the solution to that logic problem?
Right here.
Yeah, we
Let's
know.
have a look. Why, you appear to have indeed found the solution. Well,
There were
since
6 of
you've
them.
proved yourself to be
Solutions.
intellectually above average, which means talking to you should do me no harm, what would you like to talk about?
When and how did you meet Josiah Crowley?
Last summer, while on my way to the university for a conference, I stopped for a bite at the Lilac Inn. Since it was crowded and I was in a hurry, I agreed to share a table with an
is
elderly
Lilac the
gentleman
fourth
who,
book?
like me, was by himself.
is, see.
As soon as I told Mr. Crowley who I was and what I did, well, he insisted that I give him a training session that very afternoon, and was so thrilled with his progress that he demanded I stay and teach him everything I knew.
So it was his idea that you set up your school in his house?
Oh, I know rumor has it that I somehow tricked him into it, that I insinuated my way into his home, but I assure you that was not the case.
Were you surprised when you found out that Josiah had left you everything?
Delighted? Yes. Surprised? Not really. Josiah was all alone, you see, surrounded by people like the Crandalls and that banker, Jim Archer. People who were nice to him only because they knew he had money.
Would it be okay if I looked around?
All 3
Go
people
right
in the
ahead.
city.
The place is more like a museum than a house. Josiah was a man of many, many interests. I'll be right here if you have any questions.
I bet we'll find his porn. I wonder what 30s porn is like.
Was this Josiah's clock?
I bet everyone's
Everything
wearing
in here
clothes.
was Josiah's.
No, I don't think it is. But that's freaky. Oh, this is memory? I think we're gonna have to do this next time.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're out of time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.